Welcome back to the Ed Show. There is some good economic news today. The economy added 120,000 jobs in November, and unemployment dropped to 8.6%. That is a 2.5-year low. I'm sure President Obama won't get any credit for that. The Democrats simply do not want to kill a recovery by raising taxes on the middle class. Apparently, the Republicans do. It's just that simple. Senate Republicans had a chance to support their own party's bill. It would have extended the payroll tax cut by slashing government jobs. This is usually the kind of compromise Republicans go for: cut taxes and pay for them by making draconian cuts. But the bill failed last night. In fact, it failed big time. Only 20 Republicans voted for it, less than half their caucus. The Democratic plan to extend and expand the payroll tax cut and pay for it with a surtax on millionaires, that did win a majority. But it was not enough to overcome a filibuster. So here we go again. Today, President Obama offered Congress an ultimatum on getting the payroll tax cut extended.
We're going to keep pushing Congress to make this happen. Now's not the time to slam the brakes on the recovery. Right now, it's time to step on the gas. We need to get this done, and I expect that it's going to get done before Congress leaves. Otherwise, Congress may not be leaving, and we can all spend Christmas here together.
Well, where are the Republicans today? House Speaker John Boehner reportedly called the payroll tax cut, quote, chicken blank. He said that he would couple it with something Republicans love, like cutting environmental regulations. In a closed-door meeting with his colleagues, Boehner said his plan would turn chicken blank into chicken salad, according to people who were attending the meeting. With us tonight, Vermont Senator Independent Bernie Sanders here on the Ed Show. Senator, good to have you with us tonight. You voted against both of these bills last night. What's your concern at this point?
Well, absolutely, we need a major tax cut for the middle class. Absolutely, it has got to be funded by asking the wealthiest people in this country to start paying their fair share of taxes. What I worry about is diverting hundreds of billions of dollars from the payroll tax, which, as you know, funds the future of Social Security. President and others say not to worry, the federal government will be there, will compensate the loss of the payroll tax. But when you have a $15 trillion national debt, I do worry. So what I'm going to fight for is major tax cuts for the middle class, do it in a progressive way, but I would hope that we could do it in another way other than diverting funds from the payroll tax.
Well, Senator, as I read this, it looks like you're going to have to get a pound of flesh to get an ounce worth of help out of the Republicans. I mean, do you really think that a deal can be made with these folks in a climate of obstruction in Washington?
You know why I think we can, Ed? I think the Republicans are running scared. I think they're on the defensive. I think they understand that the American people have caught on that the Republican Party's major function in life is to protect the wealthy and the powerful. It is to not do a damn thing to create the millions of new decent-paying jobs that we need in this country, and that they want to cut Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Okay. And you know what? More and more Americans understand that.
Well, I think you're right on that, and the polling is clearly in favor of the Democrats' position. But what will, in your opinion, the Democrats give up to get some revenue, if anything? Now, obviously, you're against cutting any federal jobs, but what would you give up?
I mean, I think there are ways to go forward. I think there is some waste in some government programs, but absolutely not. We're not going to do what the Republicans want. Cut hundreds of thousands of federal jobs. We're not going to, in my view, continue the wage freeze on federal employees, which becomes a signal to every employer in America to say to his workers, sorry, you're not going to get any wage increase this year. I think the Republicans are on the defensive. I think the Democrats got to keep pressing them, and I think you're going to see more and more Republicans defect and come up with something that's halfway decent.
But, Senator, the politics of this, what's wrong with going home saying that we tried to give you a tax cut, but the Republicans wouldn't let us? They wouldn't give up any revenue whatsoever. Isn't that politically? I mean, the big picture here is to win back the House and the Senate and help President Obama run the progressive agenda. Isn't this a golden opportunity to turn to constituents and say, once again, the Republicans stopped us from helping you?
Well, absolutely. From a political point, it is. But we're not just about politics. We've also got to produce for the American people, and we have got to create the jobs that they need and give them the tax breaks that they need. Look, If you do not put money into the hands of working families, A, in the midst of a recession, they're going to be in very serious trouble, and B, they're not going to be able to spend that money to create other jobs. But this is what I think, Ed. If for once the Democrats remain strong, they keep pressing the point, yes, we need tax relief. Yes, it has got to be funded in a progressive way. Yes, the Republicans continue to obstruct. At the end of the day, in my view, Republicans are going to go home. They're going to get some serious messages from their constituents, and some of these guys are going to start to cave.
And what about the extension of unemployment benefits? In this climate, is that out of the question? Because they're going to come right back and want to extend the Bush tax cuts. You know where they're going.
Absolutely. Look, Ed, as you've just indicated, every poll that I have seen and that you have seen says it is basically insane. Nobody believes that you continue to give huge tax breaks to millionaires and billionaires and then tell people who are unemployed, sorry, we cannot continue to extend unemployment. Nobody believes it. The Republicans are on the defensive. We got to keep pressing that issue.
Do you think they'll go along with extending the unemployment benefits?
I think if the Democrats remain strong, keep exposing them for the tools of the rich that they are, yes, we will win on that.
Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, have a great weekend. Thanks for joining us tonight, Senator.